Welcome to the virtual highlights of our Xerox Forum here in Berlin. I'm here with Chris Jordan, myself, Roger Chitty. We want to take you through some of the more exciting parts of the forum that we think we've captured this week. Chris.
Fantastic start by Mark Boyd. If you want to learn the background about the cloud, what it could mean to your business, what parts of it you should look at, his introduction is really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Giving most people in the audience some new information. So it came across very well.
And can really help you focus on your value, your added value and your business, rather than wrapped up in concerns around IT and other capabilities.
I think the other highlight was Fraser Church from iOS. There was two things I really liked about his presentation. One was his customer, Tom, who's his next customer. The guy's 15 years old. He's the future customer who's taken in 4.6, if I recall, bits of information at a time. I can only process one. I don't know about you, Chris, but it's amazing, listening to him about the way that you have to address your customers in the future. The key thing for me is Fraser's walked the talk. He's been doing this for 7 or 8 years. He's really morphed that business from being a print service provider through to a full customer service provider, and he proved it.
Tom here, who's now 15, coming on 16, can consume an average of 4.6 bits of information at the same time. The typical adult can consume 2.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen Jennifer Matt, but she's extremely knowledgeable, very technical, but also has that gift of being able to explain things simply and easily.
So Jennifer did 2 presentations for us, and if you've only got time to watch one, personally I'd recommend you go take a look at the 10 mistakes to avoid in web to print. I thought that was great. It was very simple. It wasn't simple. It was very clear on the points, and it's not death by PowerPoint.
10 points, a wrap up. Lots of detail, but a very, very good reminder using all her experience in the web to print environment.
Best thing for me in that as well was she talked about the end customer. She had a lot of feedback from the audience talking about tools and platforms. She kept coming back and saying, it's about your end customer. If they're not using it, you failed.
And why couldn't you do that online for banks that are beyond your geographical region? You are already experts. Just bring that expertise online.
So a few words on Scott Russell's presentation, because he gave, I think, a really good view of technology. What do you think, Roger?
I'm with you there, Chris. I mean, the thing I liked about Scott's one is it was about technology, but it wasn't. If you don't want to be bemused by speeds and feeds, but you really want to see where the Xerox strategy is going from a product perspective, take a view at Scott's presentation. It's not that long. You can really pick a clear strategy from that, I think.
What he thinks is going to happen and what value Xerox can bring.
And I think it really shows how open we are and how also embracing we're working with all our partners, and it's not just about Xerox, it's about all of our partners.
And he had lots of questions as well, which is really good.
And we'll just make sure that we're always there to help you with the right technology for the right application.
Ulf Sundberg was talking about QR codes in action. It depends where you're starting from with this. Some people are expert users, some people are just coming to it. I thought he did a really good job in explaining it. And for me, I didn't know you could put pictures within QR codes. So he backed it up with loads of examples. I thought that was worth a watch.
He had sort of orange-pink trousers on.
Just watch it for that.
And nobody else had orange-pink trousers on at the whole event. So he's lively, a big Swede. We thought he'd become Dutch with the orange trousers, but really good, lots of examples, not too advanced, but some ideas for everybody. I think.
The good thing was it had ideas for everyone, and loads of people taking notes, lots of people took things away from that one.
And he had lots of people coming up to see him afterwards, so that's always a good indication.
So this is your home lesson from today, to actually use this yourselves. And then you can link, you can change the link, you can change the content.
Next, we'd like to talk about the presentation that Rainer Eschbach gave. on technology, looking at the future from Xerox's view. And I always love his presentations, one because he's a little bit different, he's a bit out there, very edgy, but I can always understand what he's talking about.
I'm the same. Rainer is a senior research fellow with Xerox. He's the only physics fellow that I actually understand. And he came with 3 key points. One around materials, another about surfaces, but his pitch on color was fascinating.
Yeah,
I recommend you go watch that. I love the bit at the end where he puts an invisible barcode into a picture and then shows the audience how you can retrieve that data with a barcode reader. That's really neat.
Bill Fuss. These images actually now are an information channel to the human, to the person, but they're also an information channel to my digital input.
Probably the next one is inkjet.
Yeah.
Always a hot topic, sort of. So many people are moving in that direction, and they all want to know, so what should I do on inkjet? What am I going to print on toner?
So this was Jonathan Edwards and Joe Oliphant, wasn't it? Talking about the inkjet strategy. Yeah, I caught that one. That was really good. I think the key thing that came for me out of that was they were talking about the end-to-end business model, which is so important because so much focus is on the machine in the middle, when actually you look at the whole payback of those kind of systems is really end-to-end. And I think that's what they were getting across with the Xerox strategy, is really end-to-end with this one.
As the speeds of the engines increases significantly, it's not just about how fast is the engine, but if you haven't done all the correct preparation beforehand and you don't have the finishing in place, then you just lose all the time you've gained. And I got the feeling that they were going in the right model, or suggesting the right model, and that came across pretty well to me.
And as well, I think it was about positioning inkjet and toner, and how the two technologies are complementary.
Yeah, I mean, it was good because a lot of people think, well, maybe one's going to knock the other one out, and the two of them are going to coexist for a long time.
We have a manufacturing possibility that we believe can deliver low costs at consistent quality on these uncoated, untreated papers.
One of the other application areas that, as the engines have speeded up, reliability, consistency, is obviously more and more people are looking at digital books, how they can do short runs, and how they can do them with a very good return on investment. And I enjoyed that session.
Yeah, that was Joe Oliphant talking about digital books or Kindle or question mark. And he really did a lot of research on what's happening with e-readers and Kindles and how actually that's driving a benefit to short-run digital books. And we were really lucky to have Richard Romano in the audience, actually, and we got Richard up to give a couple of quotes for his idea from a worldwide perspective in his US market. So I thought that was a good balance, that one.
Yeah, and it's a hot topic, I think, with most of us. Are we buying more books? Are they going to be digital? Is one going to wipe the other out? And reality, we know they're both going to be there. They both have a different feel for us. Sometimes we want them digitally, but a lot of the times we want the look and feel of a printed document, and that's what we all enjoy.
And if you want to see what's happening in the publishing, how they're cutting down that value chain, that was a good presentation to show how the value chain back to the author is really shortening.
Yeah, and what changes are going on there and how they can really help us as users to get books very fast, very easily, and sometimes even books that are probably in the past would never get published.
Yeah, true.
Which I think is really useful.
Giving her an e-book, a token or a password or something to get to an e-book didn't actually have the same right feel about it. So it's got an emotional context too.
So that sort of rounds up our view. There are obviously more videos for you to watch, and this is our personal view, so you may disagree with this, but make sure you go in and select some of the things that are interesting to you, but maybe could help your business. Hope you enjoyed that introduction, and good searching.